Welcome back to another episode of Noiz I Talks with Friends. I am your host, Noiz I. I know it's been a minute just because I've been traveling, people. I've been doing a lot, so I'm not going to say forgive me. Just understand, we are busy people, okay? I know everyone in the world, everyone in my life, people are busy. Everyone's moving up in life. Everyone is having these opportunities come their way. Just understand that is the reason why I have been posting these a lot. So I appreciate you guys' patience, but we are back with another episode. This is episode 22, and again, I'm so happy because we are 22 episodes in. But again, I'm so happy that this is episode 22, and I always try to give people their flowers while they're here. Today's guest, always back up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. We are on our way to 1K. If you don't usually watch the episodes, I always tell people that this is just room for honest conversation. So what we do is I ask the interviewee 6 questions, and then they don't know what they are because I like to have raw, honest conversation. But today's guest, ladies and gentlemen, we used to work together at a gym. I'm not going to disclose that gym because, who cares? We used to work at a gym together, and our conversations were just always very cool and genuine and understanding. We did bicker a lot when it comes to stuff that we'll probably bring up later on. But I consider him as a genuine friend who cares about what he does, and he is also a believer in Jesus Christ himself. Yes, so that is also a good way for us to gel. But today we have...
my name is Alan Watson.
Alan Watson! He is here today. But for the people who don't know you, Alan, please tell them who you are and what you do.
My name is Alan Watson. I am 24 years old.
Up a little bit.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
So good. My name is Alan Watson. I am 24 years old. Right now, I am a grad student at the University of Dayton for clinical mental health counseling. So I'm going to be a therapist when it's all said and done. I'm doing my internship at Access Counseling in Middletown. So I'm seeing clients already for the past around 6 months or so.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And then I also work at the gym. I'm also a personal trainer on the side there. I help where I can. And yeah, I'm also getting into doing the gym talk, posting up gym workouts.
Let's go.
And I also do a podcast as well. So it's very exciting time. We're all in that grind mode, like you said, just trying to get content out, and also trying to get genuine content out because we want to help people. We're not just to do it just for the likes or just for the money or the views. Doing it because it's something that we are both passionate about. So I'm excited for this. I really am.
That was a great answer, people. So again, I've already talked about how we do the episodes, so we're just going to jump right into it. 6 questions. He has no idea what they are.
No idea. Kind of scared.
Are you ready?
Dude, I don't know. I'm kind of scared.
Here we go.
6 questions I don't know about.
Questions. Question number 1. And you see, I got the cards, people. I don't know if you can see it. I got the cards today.
Came prepared.
Tell me why you aren't where you want to be in life.
Tell me why.
Starting off strong, people. Starting off strong.
Okay. This is good. Something that I have been struggling with God and myself is that I want to be a big provider in life, right? And I have a girlfriend who is we're in a long distance relationship. And money is tight because we try to see each other once a month, and sometimes we can't. And the things that I've seen my best friends in the world, they've already started their jobs, they're already starting their careers, they have their own houses, their own apartments, they're getting married, and it's all the things that I want so bad, right? But for my journey and for my walk of life, God's telling me you need to wait. This is what I have for you to do. This is your purpose, but you have to go through this walk right now. By yourself, by your time, before you're allowed to move back home, before you can get the house, before you can make the money that you want to do. And sometimes I'm not the most, patient person. So it's very difficult sometimes, to see them successful. And it's not that I'm envious of the people, because I'm happy for them, of course. I'm happy for people like you that are growing, that are doing all the things that you're doing. But, I just I won't be able to get mine as well. But, everyone's on their own journey, on their own walk. And it's and when you start to compare, you start to get really down on yourself, because some people might think you're doing really, 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 really well, but to other people, you could feel like, I'm not even halfway there.
Do you feel like you are going on this journey because you're not ready for it? Because I feel like a lot of people who feel, especially when God tells you, like, you're not ready. Well, God, why aren't I ready? I put in the work. I've blah, 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 blah. But, like, do you feel like you are ready for it? Like, if God were to give it to you today, could you handle it?
See, of course, you want to say yes, right? Of course, you want to be like, absolutely, but obviously, He hasn't given it to you yet, so you're not ready for it.
Exactly, my point, right?
You gotta be, you gotta be humble enough to be like, there's a reason why, right? There's a reason why you're not quite there yet, and to keep work on yourself to make yourself better. To focus on God, and like His timing is perfect. His plan for you was perfect, so you gotta have trust in that. But sometimes it's really hard. But I was at a Bible study the other day, and one of my friends said, like, sometimes we just need to let God be God. Like He has the plan for us. He has everything that is going to be right for you. So you just gotta sometimes just shut up and listen. And even that's really hard for us to do. It's very hard for us to do. But I promise you, because we have all been in situations where we've been fed up, but then months down the road, we actually see the reason why we actually had to go through that. And it's like, that's like kind of the position I'm in right now. I'm in a little bit of a limbo, but you gotta be patient.
So with patience, I mean, obviously you said that you're bad at it, but have you been trying to work on it? And you could be honest. You could say no, which is, a lot of people aren't. But like, have you been trying to work on patience?
I have a little bit. I used to be just the most impatient person in the world. Like I feel like I've come a long way to where I used to be. You can ask some of my friends. I just hasn't been the most patient person, but I've learned to not get so frustrated so quickly. And then whenever I do get frustrated, I've realized, is this something that I can control? Like, is this something that I even need to be worried about? And 9 times out of 10, it's not. So I've gotten patient in certain areas, but I haven't gotten impatient in every single area of my life. There's some give or take there.
Right. Okay. And then like going back to what you said, you see your friends who are getting their jobs and getting their apartments and wives and all that stuff. But when you see yourself in that position, are you only seeing yourself because of what you see, or is it because of what you want?
Oh.
Come on.
Oh, yo, that was a gym. That was a gym. Wait a minute. No, it's definitely because it's what I want. It's not because of what I really see. It's like I see them have something that I want in my life. So therefore, it's like me being impatient. But like, oh wow, bro, that just.
I mean, so you kind of just contradicted yourself because you said I see it and I want it. So my thing is like, if you didn't see any of that at all, if none of your friends. I'm not going to say made it, but if they weren't living the lives that they are, would you still want that?
100%.
Okay, and explain why.
Because at the end of the day, like, that's truly what I want. Like, we all have purpose in our lives, right?
Right.
I feel like my purpose right here is to help people. I feel like I'm very wise. I feel like I'm a very wise person. But then we have a purpose. Like, I want to be a good father one day. I want to be a good provider for my wife, for my kids. I want to instill in them things that were instilled in me. I want to be that person, and so I guess like that's just what I want. And when I see something or see somebody that is close to me that I feel like that is experiencing something that I want, when I see it, I just want it really badly.
Why are you so eager to have it right now though? Like what about that lifestyle? I mean, besides wanting to be a father, how does that make Alan? Or why does that make Alan a better Alan in your eyes? Like being a good husband, being a good father. Why does that make you a better you? Is it just because of the sake of being a good person, or the sake of helping people? Like what specifically about Alan? Like how does that help you?
How does that help me? Wow, I've never really thought about it before. It really, I guess.
Well, before you answer that, the only reason I say that is because I feel like a lot of people are so eager with the lifestyle of family, marriage, and all that stuff because. That's just the norm that society has created. You haven't made it in life if you're not a husband, if you're not a father. You know what I'm saying? So like then they try to push that narrative, and then they're like you said, when you see your friends, wow, like that's so cool, like I want to blah 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 blah. And then when you get in it, you know what I mean, like a lot of people get divorced. So and I'm not saying like, you know, specifically you,
not
but
what you're saying, yeah,
but like it's like, why is that important to you to want to be in that position?
I got you. Because so this I like this. I really like this question, because a lot of people, they don't really understand. I feel like people don't understand, once you get married, like that is a very very big deal and commitment for your life. And so people got to understand, when you get married, that's like you are pretty much doing life with this person, and there is no quit. Like there is straight unconditional love for that person on their bad days, on their horrible days, and
every
especially
day
on their worst days. And people don't really take that into consideration. And once you have that type of love, that unconditional type of love, that's something that, because God wants you to have a part in this life. He wants you to do life together. The scripture, it says you need to find someone that you're willing to go to war with. To have that type of person, oh my God, bro, that is the type of love and appreciation that is worth everything. And then also, as a man, and I have very traditional views, like, because that's just how I am, and that's not for everybody, and that's okay. But for me, to having, you know, children and, you know, a wife, and to have them want you to be their protector, to literally be their provider, that is something that is genuine, that is amazing, and that's something that is not to take a granted for. And man, having that responsibility, it puts a smile on your face, because people really do depend on you. And that's something that I really appreciate, something that I've seen in my grandfather, I've seen in my stepfather, that they have done for me. And like, that's something that I definitely really, really want in my life.
And before we go into the next question, do you feel like you mainly want that love with somebody because you're not specifically getting it in your personal life? No, like aside from your relationship?
Oh, gotcha. No, I do. I believe I'm getting it from a lot of different areas. I feel like I'm a very blessed person, getting it from my friends, my family. Well, people, especially my boys, people that are actually in my circle, they're really like my family. So I'm getting it from a lot of different areas, and so I feel very, 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 very blessed. And I just want to give that to as much people as I can.
Wow, yeah. Phenomenal answer. That was all question one, people. So we are now. We're just getting started, right?
Just getting started.
We are now going into question number 2. What is something that you hold on to even though you know it's not good for you?
Oh, something that I hold on to that I know is not good for me. Oh, wow. This is going to be tough. Let me think for a second.
So while you're thinking, I would like to give an example.
Go.
Something that I hold on to personally is I put this constant chip on my shoulder because I feel like my family gave up in a sense. And like before I even get deep, family, like this isn't, you know, I'm coming at anybody or whatever. This is simply off of how I feel. Because I have 2 sides. I have my dad, obviously, and my mom's side. And again, I'm just going to talk about it because, you know, I don't want to sugarcoat anything. On my dad's side, in my eyes and how in my perspective, they're thriving because a lot of them have personal businesses. They're not working for nobody. They're getting opportunities with other people, big contractors, whatever, are wanting to go to them for their services. And on my mom's side, I feel like they could do the same thing, but they were taught to survive their entire life. Like they don't see the other side. Even though we all have gifts, we all have talents, they're taught to survive. Go to work, pay your bills, that's it. And it's very hard for me to not think about that all the time because I'm like, guys, like you're so talented if you just, you know, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. But where I feel like I have to put a chip on my shoulder is like, besides me just being an example, I want to grab their hand and run, but I can't do that. Because again, a lot of people don't understand or they're not in that place in their life anymore, or they're content. And like I always think that there is a better side of life if you just work with what you have. And that's something that I will continue to say. I got that from my mom, is work with what you have, which is yourself, which is your gift, the God-given ability to do whatever. And I feel like once you let that go and you're just like, well, you know what, this job has given me whatever, I feel like that is kind of throwing it back in God's face, like, thank you, but no thank you at the same time. And I just want that narrative to be pushed into my family that's here, because I just want them to get it. And that I had to say sorry to myself, because I feel like I've always pushed back a lot of projects or a lot of whatever, or I haven't felt like I can catapult myself, because I'm always like, family, come on, family, come on, family, come on. But, you know, I have to just be an example. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my side of it.
I love that, brother.
So go ahead for you.
And I really like that. And plus, what I want to say on that too is like,
Yeah.
you know, you can't help anyone else until you first help yourself too. So you gotta grind. You gotta get
Yeah.
there first,
Yep.
and then you can go back and help those other people.
Yep.
You know, and people, you cannot change anyone. People can only change themselves. That's like the biggest thing that I've learned from that. But for me, is one thing is that I sometimes, this is gonna sound very stupid and arrogant, but it's the truth. Sometimes I take myself way too seriously sometimes, and a lot of people see me as a very nonchalant person, and I feel like I've done a lot of good things in my life. My family and my friends have told me that, you know, from playing D1 football, from going to college, going to grad school now, doing all these things, starting a podcast, just trying to grow myself as a person. And sometimes I feel like my family or myself, I put myself on a freaking pedestal, and every time I make a mistake, no matter how small, I feel like sometimes it's like the end of the world. You know, they don't feel like that, but sometimes I do, and I'm so hard on myself, and I literally beat myself down so hard sometimes for just making simple like mistakes. And that's something that I really gotta work on, because I'm my worst critic. Sometimes I'm in my head so bad that like I literally feel like I don't want to do anything today. I don't want to get up today. I don't want to go film. I don't want to do this. And like I do all this stuff, and then people tell me I'm doing such a good job, but I feel like I'm not doing anything right. And sometimes I gotta humble myself. It's like, bro, first of all, this all comes from God. It's not you. And you got to relax. You're right where like you're supposed to be. But I do it every day. Like literally I do it every single day. And that's something that I got to get my head out of the gutter sometimes, and stop putting so much pressure on myself and just simply be me. You know, your family and friends, people that love you, are going to be proud of you no matter what you do in this life. So you just got to keep going. And that's something that I struggle with a lot sometimes, but I actually never told anyone that before. So
what do you? Because you know, like as people answer questions on this podcast, like I always want people to know or understand what are you actually doing in real time for you to get through it. So I have to ask you, what are you doing in real time for you to get through it? Like you know the problem, you see the problem. Now how do we overcome it?
So some things that I do to help me overcome it. One, pray. I talk to God about it, because he always seems to humble me and back down, and it helps me out, of course. And then you have to have people around you that are going to hold you accountable. You don't need yes men around your life. You need people that will tell you no. And my best friend in the whole world, Cole, he goes back to Nashville. He'll be my best man. My wedding one day, like, man knows everything about me. We call probably once to like twice a week, whenever we can, just to catch up about life. And we hold each other accountable. It can be 100% truth no matter what's going on. And I know he's gonna tell me, yeah, you're being an idiot. And then I know I can tell him like he's being an idiot. And it's not that we're trying to be mean to each other, but we have to tell each other, you know, what it is. And we don't have that type of person, because iron sharpens iron. Because if you have success in your life and you're around yes men all the time, you're gonna end up going down the wrong path. And it's like really, really important to have those people around you in your life that you listen to, that actually you trust and you value their opinion. Now they're not gonna be right all the time. there are many times where I've told Cole no, and he's done the exact opposite.
Right, yeah.
But at least those people will take your opinion into consideration because they absolutely trust you. So having people around you that really that's it, man. You have to have people around you that can hold you accountable and to lead you to lead you down the right path, and also that can help build you back up once you fall.
And to go off of that, basically just always encouraging people to find your support, bro. Like, you cannot do it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys know what I say all the time. Community is important. It doesn't matter how small it is. It doesn't matter how big it is. It's community. I'm not going to go deep into that, so because I say it all the time. But we're going to go right into question number 3. What part of your life do you think you struggle the most?
What part of my life do I think I struggle the most with?
No, just what part of your life do you think you struggle the most? Like, when you were at this part of your life, you were like, this is my down bad era.
This is my down bad era. Probably when I first got to college. That was my worst. That was probably the worst time of my life. Because one, I was going through a breakup at high school. A lot of trauma happened when that relationship ended, for multiple reasons, and we don't really have to get into them. But it was let's say it was bad, and I was going through a lot of identity issues. Football was not going well. You go from being one like the best player on the team to someone who's not even playing anymore. So like all that was happening. I was in this in and out of this like relationship. I just started drinking, and man, it was just not good. I wasn't in my Bible. I wasn't thinking about God, and that lasted till about my junior year, and then finally things started getting better. Started really talking to God again, and started actually realizing I need to start changing my ways because I'm not going down a very good path, and all that stuff that happened between those years had a lot of unpacked of a lot of trauma that I had to get through. Cause man, I was afraid of relationships my whole college. Like I would never get into one after how bad like I got hurt in that first one, and all these things, and that kind of set me back a long time. And men, we're not taught how to really process our emotions and all these things. So I was just spiraling a little bit, but then. Luckily, I was able to get through it, bro. But it was not a good time for Alan.
What do you remember? Like, not the exact moment, but like, I guess the exact moment where like you knew you were spiraling. I mean, obviously, like you're going through drinking. You're not yourself anymore. Like, What was the moment where like you, in a sense, looked at yourself in the mirror and was like, this is not how we're supposed to be doing this?
The moment I probably realized it was like during COVID. It was that one time during like COVID happened, and some of us were staying here in Dayton, and it was that time where I just ended another situationship with like someone, and I realized like I didn't want to be with anybody. I really wanted to be myself, and I finally looked at everything I was doing in the mirror and realized like this is not who I should be right now, and I just like, and everyone makes mistakes, but like for me it was not the standard of who I wanted to be. So I started to slowly make changes here and there, and it took a long time, and then probably it was my senior, because I came back for a 5th year to play football. It was that summer before that season, the super big change happened, because I was living with my dad, and then something happened where my dad had to end up leaving. So I was in this house pretty much by myself with my stepmom and my stepsister, and it was just kind of awkward for the whole summer. I was just pretty much by myself, and the only person I could lean on was God. And getting back to him healed everything. And then I started changing my ways completely, and started living for him, and my life drastically changed, for like the better, and every blessing I've had till then, oh my gosh, it's been amazing.
And then seeing that version of Alan, how do you view him now? I mean, obviously, like that was a bad time, whatever. But like now that you're in a better place, how do you view past you? How do you view your down bad Alan moment?
I mean, I don't view him as bad. Like a lot of people think like your bad moments, you should forget them, or you were a failure and all that stuff. It's like, if you don't mess up, if you don't fail, you're never gonna learn, and you're never gonna be put in a position where you feel like you need to lean on God or anything like that. And I feel like that's the reason why stuff happens. And rock bottom for people are completely different. Like that was my rock bottom, right? Your rock bottom could be completely different. So it all just depends on that. And I honestly appreciate that, Alan, because without that, Alan, I would not be the person I am with today, right? I was taught a lot of good things when I was young by my grandfather and my stepdad and my mom, and like all these great people in my life, from my friends. And once I started going back to God, I started remembering all those things of who I wanted to be, how I was really raised, and everything started working out for like the better. And I wasn't a bad person when I was going through all those times. I was still treating people nicely and all that stuff, but I wasn't being me, really, and that's something that's not okay. I wasn't as happy as I could have been. I knew I wasn't happy, and so and that right there was something that I know I needed to change.
Wowzers. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I really have to say about that is there are different versions of yourself, people. Mm-hmm. And going back to, you have to help yourself, you have to know yourself. That is such a big thing going into relationships. And relationships go deep because it's not even just boyfriend, girlfriend, but mother, brother, mm-hmm. mother, son, mm-hmm. sister, brother. You know what I mean? You really have to understand yourself before you encounter with people, because they are also bringing themselves too. And again, that dynamic has to be something that makes sense. Not even makes sense, but something that you're just not throwing yourself into is what I'm trying to say. So if you don't know yourself, if you don't know your own person, you're not going to be open enough or willing to know someone else. So please take the time to understand how mental health is serious. I will obviously say that all the time, but that is the reason why I continue to do this stuff, because I do it for myself too, because Alan and I aren't close. I'm not going to sit here and act like mm-hmm. we talk every day, we text every day, but when we see each other, it's always genuine. It's always what's up. It's always what you're doing. Mm-hmm. I see what you're doing, blah blah blah. It's genuine, but that's just because the conversations we had before, built up to now us having a sort of level of respect for each other. Mm-hmm. So it's just continue to grow with yourself and with people, and you'll see how you'll turn out, which I hope is for the better for everybody. But go ahead and get to question number 4. Did you have something else?
I was saying, yeah, and plus what you said, mental health is real too, bro. It's real.
It's not even funny, bro, how serious that is.
Bro, yeah, it's real. I see it every day. It's real. It is real.
It's real, people. Go ahead and get to question. Oh, wow, we're getting shot up here. I'm going to wait till that pass. Okay. Going into question number 4. Okay. Going to question number 4. Where has your headspace been recently, and how has this year been to you so far?
Okay, where has my headspace been recently?
The last few days, last week, the last hour.
Headspace the last few days. Honestly, I was in a bit of a rut, because a couple weeks ago was Mother's Day, and I couldn't go home because the university said I had to move out of my apartment, and I only had 5 days to move out.
Sheesh.
And I'm moving back into that same apartment in a month. It's some bullshit happened, right? And man, I was livid, I was mad, I was angry. And I was I was really frustrated, and I was in that rut for a little bit, and then I had to go to counsel someone. One of my clients. This guy is 18, right? He's had a very rough life, and he was staying in a homeless shelter because he got arrested. So I talked to my supervisor, and she allowed me to go. So I went to go see him at the homeless shelter in Hamilton. And God kind of humbled me. It was like, you have to move out of your apartment. It was just a super big inconvenience, for me, that I was taking like a little too far. And seeing his lifestyle, seeing everything that like he has to go through, like, hey, bro, I'm fine, bro. He's spending all of his days here, while I'm worried about moving into a different apartment. Like, Alan, if you don't shut up, bro. And it's like stuff like that, like things that I was taking stuff for granted a little bit. And sometimes you get caught up in emotions of your life. You don't realize everything that is like going on around you. So it humbled me a little bit. So now I got on my track of being grateful for things and just keep on grinding. There's gonna be inconvenience in your life, and there's nothing that you can do about them except you can control your attitude towards them. And so it was a very quick flip for me, and I just did exactly what I needed to do, and it's stuff like that. That was the headspace I've been in for the past week. So, and I finally get to go home next week, so that's really exciting.
And then the second question was, how has this year been to you so far?
The year's been really good, man. It's been really good. I had a goal of saving $5,000 and stuff like that.
Before you start there, people, I know you guys can't see this, but there is a savings tracker that I have on my wall that literally says $5,000, and it's not filled. But we will get there another time. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's I want to save $5,000 in a year, and got a very good financial blessing that actually came my way, and I also got into a program that's also going to give me a $10,000 grant. So like, I've been, again, blessings have been coming over and over again. So like, you gotta be grateful, and like whenever inconveniences happen, you gotta be able to keep going. And one thing too, I realized too, that when we pray for things, right? When we pray for strength, and when we pray for patience, God isn't just gonna magically give it to you overnight.
You gotta work for it, brother.
He's gonna put you in situations where you're literally gonna have to show that. He's gonna give you opportunities to choose to be strength, to choose to have patience in those situations, and that's just how he works. And that's something that I also had to realize, like, okay, let me just calm down, take a breath, be patient, you'll be fine. Stuff like that.
Wow. No, that's a beautiful thing, bro, because a lot of people live different lives, and your life specifically, things are going well. So that's good to hear, because something I'm like trying to get away from is like a lot of people have thought or like expressed like, is this just a trauma podcast? Like, no, people. Yeah. I do want to ask deep questions and understand, but this isn't about like just bad news the entire time. It's mostly just about talking about it. Like, not like I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm not gonna fix it, blah blah blah. It's literally how two people can come on a couch and just talk about it. Like, that's it. So to see that you are doing well and that this year has been good is great. I kind of want to answer that question for myself.
Go for it.
As far as like, the headspace I've been in, it's been very weird. Like, because going back to, there are a lot of projects I want to do. There's a lot of things in my head, ideas that I just want to execute. But when it comes to like working with people and the people I choose to work with, sometimes it's not reciprocated. But then I have to understand that, like, we are all living different lives. You know what I'm saying? But like, let's say Drake hit you up and was like, "Hey, bruh, I need you to be on a plane next week to come, whatever." That you're going to do that because Drake is never going to text you again.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? So
Facts.
It's like, I feel like people should treat people the same way. Like, it's still my time, it's still your time, it's still my whatever. But like, because of the idea of wanting to work with people who are already at that, but you're not there, how do you expect the dynamic to be there? Like, I want people to understand that the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm working on, like, it's a lot of self critiquing. It's a lot of me having to be disciplined, like, because I'm very multifaceted. Like, there's a lot of things I just want my hands in, bro. And I know that I can't do it alone. So it's just finding the time to find the people who understand that. So when it comes to music, when it comes to podcasting, now I'm venturing off into streaming on Twitch, and like there's a lot of director stuff I want to shoot, like, you know, short films, and it's just a lot, people. So I think my headspace has been very overwhelmed. But again, it goes back to, like, you know, me putting that chip on my shoulder, because it's like, well, if I don't do all this, then none of my family will understand. So it's just, I'm asking for prayer, people. I'm asking for prayer to just kind of calm down my head. Not saying that I'm like depressed or whatever. Like, I'm not. I'm in a good mental space, but I am overwhelmed. So just pray for me as I, you know, get through that. And, you know, I had to talk to God. But just pray for me. I just wanted to say that. Going into question 15. Okay, we're good. Going into question number 5. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. No, I will say it. So I had another question before, but it was too similar to question number 2, so I had to change this one. Gotcha. So I looked at it. I was like, oh, I forgot I changed it. But so question number 5. Since you're in college, besides making relationships with people, do you think it is a scam or a waste of time?
Absolutely not. Bro,
Ooh,
you cannot
love it.
Bro, you cannot do this life without people. Okay, oh my gosh.
And again, we're talking about college. That's why I said, besides making relationships with people, do you think it's a scam or a waste of time? Go ahead.
Oh, you think? I see.
Yeah, I'm about to say you got up all rowdy. I was I don't think you heard the question.
I misunderstood the question.
So let me ask it one more time, just in case.
I misunderstood the question because I was about to go in.
Yeah. Since you're in college.
Yeah.
Besides making relationships with people, do you think it's a scam or a waste of time?
Everyone out here who has not gone to college yet, unless you're going to college and you're going to a profession like myself that requires you to get a master's degree to get a license to practice, and that's for your in the medical profession, anything like that. Unless you need a certain degree to do exactly what you want to do not go to fucking college. It is a scam, and it's not worth it. And if you do go to college in a different country and experience the world. Do not, just don't do it. Because colleges are, oh my gosh, so sometimes they're so pointless. Especially if you know what you want to do, you don't need to be taking these random classes. It's not the point. College is fun though, because relationships is everything, and I do not regret going to playing football here at the University of Dayton. I don't, but I do know that you can make money going off school, and money isn't everything, but there are other ways to do life, and there are multiple pathways. There is no right way. But my own personal opinion, unless you're doing something that is going to require a higher level of education, I do not believe that it is the end all be all.
And can you explain why? And before you do, the reason why I said that or asked it is because sometimes I don't even think that high school is necessary. And before you get all whoa, what the heck? It's because we learn about the same thing every year. It just goes deeper into what it is. All right, this time we're gonna learn about Thomas Jefferson or Abraham Lincoln. This is what they did. But now you're a junior. We're gonna go deeper into that story. He was born by a horse. He was born next to a street it's stupid. So it's I don't understand why education is pushed on us so much, to the fact that it's when we do go to these colleges, or especially when people go to community colleges and they do 2 years, now what am I going to do? Or even the 4-year college students, what am I going to do now? I have this. I see people that are making more of a living just being themselves, and I have a double major, a double master's, a double PhD, and I don't know what I want to do. So I'm not saying that education isn't important, but I'm saying certain level of education isn't needed. So you being in college, obviously that you're going for a master's degree, and that education is needed for what you want to do for your practice. But when it comes to everything else, why is it a waste of time? Why is it a scam?
So I do believe like it is a scam from most people. But the thing is that it's also what you said. Like you see people that are honestly just like that are like being themselves, that are making money. That's what it is. You have to know who you are, and you have to know what you want. I knew from my junior year that I wanted to be a therapist. Like there's been no doubt in my mind since then. So it was so easy and so focused to know what classes to take. And
Why did it take you to your junior year?
because I didn't know what to do. I went to college to play football, not to
take classes,
not to take classes. And I think a lot of people in the sports mind has that mindset too. But at some point, you got to realize that like sports is gonna end. Like we're not all LeBron James. Like it's very hard to even make it to the college level, let alone to the professional level. So you got to know what you want to do in your life, right? And I think college can be beneficial if you know how to navigate it. But when it comes to high school, I think it's also important for kids to have avocation though, because the one thing that school teaches you structure, and in life you need to have structure, because if you don't have structure in life, it'll be very difficult for you to be.
I disagree. Structure how though? Well, let me understand why. Like what type of structure?
Example: you know exactly what you have to get through out of your day because you know how to do. You have to do your job. You have to set up your podcast. You have to contact people. You have a very busy day. You do that every single day, and you have to plan it all out in your head. And let's say you didn't go to high school. You never taught how to do it. Like it would be. I feel like it would be very difficult for you to get all that done because you never had any structure in your life to get it done, or for someone to force you to get it done.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I don't think high school. And then, again, this is just personal. High school didn't teach you structure. I understand that structure and discipline are important, but that comes from your parents, bro. And like even if people don't have parents, that comes from support. So like high school or schooling isn't there to support you. It's this is the answer. This is how I'm going to teach you the answer, and this is the only way you can get the answer.
See, but I feel like some people have had teachers in their lives that have actually gave them support. Some people have had different experiences that teach you support. So
I can understand that.
It's like it's because you're speaking from your own experience, and I'm not saying your experience is wrong. Of course, it's
but on a greater scale.
Yeah, that's just something that it's like taught me also for being in college, from playing a sport to taking 18 credits. If you never learned discipline or structure, you were not going to survive that schedule.
But did you learn that from college and high school, or did you learn that because you had to?
I learned that because if I didn't learn that, I would have drowned. I would have died.
But where? Oh, I'm asking where from? Where did you learn how to do structure? It wasn't from teachers.
I feel like it definitely was. It was from my family, from my teachers, from everything. Yeah.
Explain. I need you to elaborate, brother. You're not saying nothing, brother. You're not saying nothing. I'm gonna attack you.
Let me elaborate. So you like in high school, my high school, I got up at school. It's 6:30. Class started at 7:45. And it taught me that I needed to work for 45 minutes or 50 minutes, however long a class was. Move on to the next one. A lunch. It just taught me how easy life can be at a repetition. And I can get so much stuff done by only going to school for like 7 hours a day. Like stuff like that. Like it does teach you internal structure a little bit. It teaches you how to grind. It teaches you certain things. Like there is benefit to it. And I think education is important. But
I agree,
because there are some there's some people that can just go to trade schools and then they're fine. Like they don't need to learn stuff. But it just depends on what you want to do with your life
and how you look at it.
Exactly.
Okay, I won't, because I was about to tear it up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I know y'all saw it in my eyes, bro. I was about to go in, but you know what? I'm just gonna accept it for what it is. That is his answer.
Question, bro. If you have a kid,
wait. I never let people ask questions until the end.
Oh my god.
So you can, you know what? To be fair, once we get to the end, I'll let you ask 2 questions. Fair?
Fair.
Okay. Fair. So let's go into question number 6.
Fair.
Did you get everything off your heart?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. We're moving on.
That's crazy.
Going into question number 6. What do you wish people knew more about you that you don't get to express as much?
Ooh. Okay. This is. Okay. I love. How do I say this? I appreciate art so much, and art is not just like in general art, which I do like that as well. But I'm talking movies, music, all that cool stuff, all the stuff I consider like anime, all that stuff. If I can see it, dude, I appreciate art so much. It's actually kind of ridiculous. It doesn't matter what type of genre it is, who made it, what freaking language it's in. If it's like a masterpiece, I will watch it and I will appreciate its fact. Because there's something when people can do something that I can't, I just appreciate it. Because it's something God didn't bless me the talent to play a music instrument, like He didn't. But I can go to a symphony and I will watch that lead violinist play all night long, and I will applaud. I might even shed a tear. Like
it moves you. Whatever moves you.
I appreciate that, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like, dude, like especially in our culture, we listen to so much, like NBA, YoungBoy, all stuff. Like, bro, like just branch out a little bit. There's so many different things. There's so many worlds. There's so many places. There's so many beautiful things in the world. Stop focusing on one thing and just experience it all. Like, that's the one thing I'm big on.
And I don't want to cut you off. I just don't want to forget this moment. Because yesterday I was at a video shoot with a friend of mine, and he's a videographer, or whatever. And there's because I was in the video, I was acting, and there was another actor who was there, and like he was telling me how he wants to, like, he's tired of like regular like street stuff, like he's tired of like regular videos of him holding a gun up, whatever.
Yeah. And
then like he literally told me, God won't lie, he was like, bro, I'm tired of that street stuff, so I'm about to start doing street R&B. I'm like, what's that? He was like, some real nigga love shit. And I'm like, and I apologize for cussing, family, but I had to say it. Yeah. He was like, yeah, it's just some real nigga love shit. I'm just like, he was like, yeah, but he's like, but this time I ain't gonna have guns. I'm gonna throw up peace signs. I'm gonna throw up hearts. I'm like, this dude is serious, bro. But like, it's just when people see art in different ways, it allows you to expose yourself to new things. So I appreciate you saying that. And one thing that he does a lot, especially like on TikTok, he sends me a lot of like anime stuff, and like, because I really don't watch anime, but like seeing how detailed that stuff is, it's amazing. So I just want to say that before you go ahead. Go ahead,
dude. It's so cool to just appreciate certain things. Like I feel like acting is art too sometimes. Like, bro, when you see people like in a scene that like you can tell like they are moved by it, like, bro, that is so cool to me. Like, I don't know, like, again, because I can't do any of that stuff. Like, I just don't have the talent for that. I feel like I can put in the work and I can get good at it, but to have a true talent at it, like, you got to learn to appreciate people for what they can offer you. And then, bro, you can just, I can see, like, I don't. Like, if you've never experienced it, like I'm always big on you never say no or you never say no to anything or say anything's bad without trying yourself or seeing it yourself. And then, because I've been shocked a lot. Like, I used to hate musicals, right? I never even seen a musical, and I said I hated them. I went to a musical. I loved that shit. Like bro, like it's just different things like that. And like sometimes I feel like people are just they look at you and they judge, because everyone does judge, and they put you in a box, right? But you can be whoever you want to be. There's no limit to it. And I dare you to go do something that you've never done before, because you will be shocked at how much stuff you actually enjoy in this world.
And that's, bro, first of all, I just want to say thank you, because I have been made fun of my entire life for being the black white boy who was exposed to too much.
Dude,
like, people don't understand how creative I was at a young age. I was always carrying a keyboard with me. I was always singing different songs. I was singing High School Musical, Hairspray, and then I'll go straight to Kendrick. I'll go to NWA. Like, bro, people didn't understand. Like, why are you this way? You should be hood. You got dreads. You should, like, what are you talking about? But I appreciate that my family, my mom, everyone around me understood that there is more to life than just this. So people who think it's whack, people who think it's weird, is because all they saw was this. That's all they hang around. You're around the same block, the same people. You listen to the same whatever every day. You watch the same whatever every day. Just look around a little bit, people, because there are a lot of stuff out there that you could really enjoy. Like, I just recently started getting into what is that? K-dramas. And like I forgot to tell my sister this just because I don't want her to think I'm a geek yet, because I would like to be one day. Yeah. But like, my sister is really big into K-pop, just K culture, Korean culture. So like, they're like, K-dramas are a lot different from American cinema just because of how everything looks. Like American cinema is very standard, has like a flat color profile, but Asian culture, Korean culture, like everything is vibrant. Everyone's wearing, certain stuff. Like it's very. So I just appreciate it on a different scale. So like he said, just I dare you. Like he said, I dare you to just go try stuff because you don't know what's out there. But go ahead, Alan.
Dude, that's like I can talk about it for hours because like people get so bottled up to think, oh, you have to like this because you were born like this. This is how you're raised on. 100%. Like yes, I do like that stuff, but like there's other things out there that are just as good, if not better.
And bring me the same happiness,
and
bro.
I'm gonna be damned if I die and I don't experience different things. Like, dude, it's honestly crazy to me. Like I like going to different restaurants. I like trying different like cuisines and stuff like that. Like, bro, I don't need to eat fried chicken every day.
Come on,
like, bro,
and
like,
that's how we die.
Like,
Come on,
bro,
people.
like there's a whole world out there, bro. Like I want to travel. I want to see things. Like there is no reason to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like I hate that, bro. Like I don't like being what's it called? I don't like being complacent, and I feel like that's what that's doing. Like I don't know, like that to me, that I don't know, like it would be dope. Like if my friend ever said, yo, there's new art museum that opened up. You want to go? Like, I'm gonna go because that's just cool. Like, I have no idea. I could hate it, could not, but at least gonna try it. Like stuff like that. You have no idea what's freaking out there, bro. And yes, I've been called the whitest guy. I was called an Oreo my whole life growing up.
My whole life, bro.
And
my whole life,
bro. I don't give a fuck,
Still
bro.
to this day.
That's me, bro. I'm not gonna stop being me to make you happy, bro. That's crazy.
It'll never happen.
Oh my god. You got me so fucked up.
It will never happen. But that concludes an episode of Noiz I Talks with Friends featuring Alan. This is the time where I did say earlier, I will give you 2 questions and 2 questions only. Whatever you think, I will answer. Right. You can ask whenever you're ready.
2 questions. First question. Ooh. How do you define success in your life?
Gosh, bro, I hate this question so much, bro.
That's why I asked you.
Okay, but I can answer it though.
Yeah.
How I define the success is based off of what you use your gift with or by or how. Because I am a big believer of purpose. And I'm a big believer of God has given everyone an ability, a talent, and I feel like if you fulfill that gift or talent, that's success in my eyes. Just because I feel like there's a lot of people who don't use their gifts. And again, it goes back to my family because, again, everything is personal in this show. So I feel like success in my eyes is just using your God-given ability. I don't know if that answers your question.
That's good.
Because, people could be like, well, I think you got to reach this and have this much money. I don't really care about all that. Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? That's it.
Facts, bro. I love that. All right, second question. So you're telling me that if your kid tells you that he doesn't want to go to high school, you're gonna say yes to that?
Yeah.
And he's an 8th grader,
right?
Motherfucker has no idea what he wants to be in life,
right?
But he does not want to go to high school, and you're okay with that.
So this is why, right? A lot of people only understand education from what they give you. Everything you learn outside of life is because of reality. Nothing in high school, nothing in school you do on a day-to-day basis besides math, besides English, maybe. Everything else comes from not
even math. I will never.
You feel what I'm saying? Like everything else comes from a controlled environment. Oh, this is what we're doing today. Well, it requires this, but everything else comes from real life. They don't teach you about bills. They don't teach you about financial literacy. They don't teach you about anxiety, depression. Just get through it. Just that you're okay. That's right, but that's not it. How do you know? How do you know what I'm feeling? No one knows. But when real life comes, when that door closes, it's just you. Then what? So I think it is very important. If my kid were to say, Dad, I want to go to high school, let's travel the world real quick. I want you to understand different cultures. I want you to understand why they are the way they are, why they're so disciplined, X, Y, and Z, because that is what really helps people, is to see other walks of people's lives. Education is important, yes, But the only education we need is to learn each other. That's it. Because if we don't learn each other, we're doomed. We're doomed.
The thing is, like, I imagine just two eighth graders not knowing anything.
Oh my gosh,
like,
bro. But you don't understand what I'm saying, though. Like, you're saying not knowing anything to what society says. What about the freaking world, bro? What about the world? If you didn't go to college and you didn't meet if you didn't meet the people that you did, how would Alan look?
I would look completely different.
Right. Do you feel like you'd be in the position you are today without meeting anyone? Just answer that yes or no before you be like, well, no. I need you to answer that yes or no.
Say it again.
Do you feel like you'd be different from where you are right now if you didn't meet anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Because I learned from other people, relationships, everything.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. The whys come. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But to say you learn nothing from high school is wild.
You really don't.
It's wild.
What did you learn from high school that you hold on to today? Exactly. No.
Wait.
I'm not giving him a chance to think, bro.
Wait,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, when it comes to like book stuff, yeah, I remember book shit, but that shit don't matter. But I remember experiences with life with people in high school those things I remember a lot.
You're saying the same thing I am.
I know. I'm realizing that.
You're saying experience with people.
It's pissing me off.
What's the difference between?
But you still need a place to have experience with people. That is high school.
The world, the planet that we live on, is a place. What are we talking about,
motherfucker? But he gets 8 hours of experience every day. For 4 years.
Is this live, bro? Is this live, bro? 8 hours is all you need a day to learn something?
I'm just saying he gets a multitude.
But bro, that's what I'm saying. That's the control thing. No, forget that.
And then like playing sports and shit. Like, bro, come on.
I'm not disagreeing with that. But if again, you asked if my kids asked me, if my kids told me I don't want to go. So you don't bring sports involved. We're not talking about that right now.
Honestly, sports has taught me more than anything.
Bro, we're not talking about that right now.
But sports helped me do a lot.
I understand that. We're not talking about that right now, bro. We're talking specifically education. If you know relationships with people, experience to see stuff, what you just said, you wouldn't know if you didn't try. I dare you to go try stuff. So my kids can't go try nothing? What are we talking about here? Like, bruh, come on. Let's talk about it. We got a little bit more time left. I'll give you 5 more minutes, bro. Come on. 5 minutes is all I'm giving you.
Bro, I'm trying to even, like... You
can't argue it.
Okay, whoa. Okay.
He thinks he has a point. Watch this. Go ahead.
Okay, listen. You do have a point. I can't say that you don't have a point anymore, because you do. But it depends on what you want to do with life. If I never went to high school and never had that psychology class, completely fell in love with it, I would have never became a therapist. So like, what would you say that? And had a great teacher, and Mrs. Freeman, I still remember you. If you watch this, you're amazing. Love you. She taught me so much about life, how the brain works. You
didn't know that until your junior year.
This is true, because I had a junior year.
Again, let's say you took 2 years to travel the world. The world.
Okay, yes, the world's gonna teach you.
Like, what are we talking about?
All right, the world's gonna teach you.
Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
The world's gonna teach you. Actually, my nephew, he actually, no, my cousin, not my nephew. My cousin, he lived in Japan for 7 years, and now he's in Korea. My uncle and aunt are in the Marines. He knows 5 different languages,
and I wonder why is.
But he goes to school, like
you know what I'm saying. Like, all I'm saying is, like, okay, we understand education is important, whatever. But at the end of the day, the world,
because first of all, I'll give you this: the American education system is horrible.
You don't believe that? But go ahead.
It is horrible.
Just go. I'm just joking. Go ahead. Don't start. Don't start. Go ahead.
Do you think the American education is good?
I literally just said don't start, bro.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Please just go.
Oh god.
Just go past that, please.
Oh god.
We're going past that. Come on, bro. We're getting off track.
Because other countries' education systems are so much better though too. So I can see why he was able to do that, and why he's so much smart. He's so much smarter than I was when I was like 14 years old.
And that's what which is when you go to what grade?
High school.
All right, and that's another episode of Noiz I Talks with Friends. We have had a great conversation with Mr. Alan Watson. I gotta give you some dap, bro. I hope I get to go on his. He's been asking me. I just been so busy, but
I'll get him on there soon. It's okay.
I will be on his episodes with his podcast soon. But other than that, it is Noisy and Alan, and we are out.